Okay, so in 8.3, we are talking about consumer loans. So consumer loans are installment loans. They are closed-ended credit agreements. Each payment is an installment. The finance charge is the interest charged on a loan. We can have add-on interest method where we add on the interest due on the loan before determining the payments. And the monthly payment is going to be equal to the principal plus the interest over the number of monthly payments, which we can find the loan amount, the interest due on the loan, and the number of monthly payments that are P, I, and N. So on our first loan question, we have a new pair of Bose speakers for your home theater system cost $720. If you take out an add-on loan for 2 years at an annual interest rate of 18%, what will be your monthly payments? So this is going to be using this formula right here, where the monthly payment is equal to the principal or the loan amount plus the interest over the number of monthly payments. All right, so this is example 1. And to find the interest, we are going to use simple interest. So I is equal to PRT because we've got to figure out what the interest is. So our P in this case is 720. Our R is 18%, which we must change to a decimal of 0.18. And our T in years is going to be for 2 years. So I will be equal to 720 times 0.18 times 2. So we're going to find that the interest is $259.20. So now that we found the interest, we can find our monthly payment. So the monthly payment is equal to the P plus I over N. So we know what the principal is. The amount of the loan is going to be 720 plus the interest. The interest we just found of 259.20, and we need to know what N is. So we know that T is for 2 years, but what are the number of monthly payments? Well, if we look at N is going to be 2 times the amount of months in a year. It's 2 years times 12 months, gets you 24 payments. So it's going to be divided by 24. This will get us 979.20 on the top, divided by 24, and that will be equal to $40.80. So the amount of our monthly payment will be $40.80. All right, let's go look at the unpaid balance method. That is for open-ended credit. Interest is paid on the previous month's balance. So I equals PRT. P is the previous month's balance plus finance charge plus purchases made minus any returns minus the payments. The rate is going to be our R, whatever your percent rate is. And your T, if you're talking about 1 month, that's 1 out of 12. So it's going to be 1 out of 12 for your T part. So in example 2, assume that the annual interest rate on your credit card is 18% and your unpaid balance at the beginning of the last month was $600. Since then, you have purchased ski boots for $130 and sent in a payment of $170. Using the unpaid balance method, what is your credit card bill this month? What is your finance charge next month? So we need to figure out what our credit card bill is this month. So the first thing that we need to go back and look at is looking at all the things we know we need to find the finance charge. Well, that's the interest that we're going to be paying. So we need to find we need to know the previous balance, the finance charge, any purchases, any returns, and any payments. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the finance charge, which understand is going to be the interest. So on example 2, we are looking at part A. We need to find the finance charge. And the finance charge, we're going to take the balance, which was $600. So we're using our I equals PRT again to find that interest. So our principal is $600. The rate was 18%, so 0.18 times the T. The T is going to be 1/12. So here's our P, here's our R, and here's our T. When we multiply that, we will get $9. So for our P, we need the previous balance plus we need the finance charge plus we need any purchases that were made on the card minus any returns minus any payments. So we are trying to figure out using the unpaid balance, what is your credit card bill this month? So that's going to be the amount that we still owe our principal, the amount on the loan. The previous balance was $600. The finance charge was $9. We made some purchases of ski boots for $130. They did not talk about anything that we returned to get credit back onto the card, but we made a payment of $170. And when we do the math on that, you should get $569, and that would be the balance on your account is $569. The next question is, what is your finance charge next month? So for part B, we again are looking at our finance charge for next month. That'll be our balance. So that'll be equal to $569, still the same interest rate of 0.18 times 1/12. And that should get you $8.54. All right, our next example. Assume that you just graduated from college with $35,000 in student loans that have a 12% annual simple interest rate. This rate is possible with a private lender. In order to reduce your debt as quickly as possible, beginning next month, you're going to pay $500 per month toward the loan. After your first payment, how much will you owe on the loan? So the first thing that we need to do is figure out what the interest rate is going to be. So this will be example 3. So we're again looking at I is equal to PRT because we need to know what that interest rate is, or what the interest is. So the amount of our P, we need to find the I, so the P is going to be that $35,000 loan. Our rate is equal to 12%, which will be 0.12. And remember, your T is still 1/12. It can be very useful to write what the letters mean each time. So I is going to be equal to 35,000 times the rate of 0.12 times 1/12. And that will get you $350 because we are looking to find, after the first payment, how much will you owe on your loan. So the amount on the loan, which is going to be P, will be the initial interest, or the initial amount of the loan, plus the interest we earned, minus our $500 that we paid in, which will end up being $34,850. So this is the loan plus the interest minus the payment. So that's how much we owe on our student loan after we make one payment. All right, so the next thing we're looking at is the minimum monthly payment. Minimum, you're required to pay. If you don't pay it, there is a penalty. So you can pay a minimum and you can pay more than that. So this is what's required of you. The monthly interest rate, which is the annual interest rate divided by 12. So let's revisit your purchase of the Bose speakers in example 1. Recall that the speakers cost $720 and now you're going to put this purchase on your credit card. Assume that this is the only item you are charging on the card. The annual rate is 18%. The minimum monthly payment on the loan is the finance charge owed plus 2% of the outstanding balance. Assume that each month you are making the minimum payment on your loan. And we have some parts here we need to figure out. So part A, what is your first monthly payment? So example 4, and we are looking at part A. So what is your first monthly payment? Well, we always need to find a few things on this. So first of all, our monthly interest rate we're going to need to know is going to be the rate, which was 18% of our finance charge, so it's going to be 0.18 divided by 12 months will get us 0.015. So we need to find the finance charge. Remember, that's your interest, and it's going to be equal to I equals PRT. Our P is still $720 times our rate will be 0.015. And this is using the monthly rate. So that's going to be our rate basically times 1 over 12. But because we've already divided by the 12, it'll just be a 1 for the amount of time because we've already divided 1 over 12. So you can do this one of two ways. You can find the monthly interest rate this way, or you can plug in I equals P times R times T being 1 because we've already divided by the 12 in the R. You don't want to divide by both. So we can look at it this way and get 1080, or we can use I equals PRT with the original stuff we knew and take 720 times our 0.18 times our 1 over 12. So this gets us our monthly rate right here, which is the same thing we're doing here. So as long as you're going to plug in what your T is, you will be fine. So this might be easier than trying to find the monthly rate. Just make sure you're doing I equals P times R times T equal to 1 over 12. You're still going to get $10.80. So you can divide it ahead of time, or you can divide it in the actual finance charge. We also need to know what 2% charges. So this is where we'll have a little bit more charges happening of what we have to pay. So you're going to take your balance of 720 times 0.02, which will get us 14.40. So for our minimum monthly, our minimum monthly payment will be equal to the interest, the finance charge, plus the 2% charge. Because they want you to be paying something, not just the interest, but they want you to pay a certain part of your balance. So this will be $10.80 for the interest times, plus our $14.40. And that'll get us $25.20. So that is the first monthly payment, 2% of the balance plus the finance charges. All right, part B says how much principal have you paid off for your loan? So when we're looking at part B, how much principal did we pay? So we paid this interest. This is what we paid on the principal, the 2% charge, because the interest is getting added on to the balance. So the only thing we paid on principal is $14.40, which is the 2% charge. And then part C, we want to find, this may shock you, but the author used a spreadsheet to calculate that after 24 months of making minimum payments, you still owe $461.64 on the speakers. What is your minimum monthly payment for the next month? So that's telling us that we have paid 24 months That's 2 years. We paid on that $720, and we still owe $461.64. What is your minimum monthly payment for the next month? So we need to know for Part C, we've got to know the finance charge. And then we still need to know the 2%. So remember, same way we did it earlier. So we can say that this is I equal to, our new balance this time is our $461.64 times the interest rate times the 1/12, because that's still for the monthly rate. And that is going to get us $6.93. The 2% will be 461.64 times your 0.02, which will get you $9.24. So we're going to, for that monthly payment, so for the minimum monthly payment is going to be equal to our interest plus the 2%, which will be 6.93 plus 9.24, which will get us $16.17. So it's still not going to go down very much because we're not paying very much. Keeping that 2%, that's where the monthly charge is going to make it quite small. All right, so for our average daily balance, the average of all daily balances for the previous month. So to find it, you're going to add the outstanding balance for each day of the month. Divide this step by the number of days in the month. P is the average daily balance, R is the annual interest rate, and T is equal to the number of days in a month divided by 365. So suppose that you begin the month of September, which is 30 days, with a credit card balance of $240. Assume that your card has an annual interest rate of 18% and that during September the following adjustments are made on your account. September 11th, a payment of $60 is credited to your account. September 18th, you charge $24 for iTunes downloads. September 23rd, you charge $12 for gas. Use the average daily balance method to compute the finance charge that will appear on your October credit card statement. So we've got some helpful hints that will help you here as I work this out. Some of that is sitting here. So on the balance on September 1st, we are looking at, we didn't do anything till September 11th. So for the first 10 days, we had a balance of $240. So 10 times 240 will get us $2,400. The payment of $60 happened on September 11th. So if we take 240 minus 60, we get 180. And that stays the balance on the account until the 18th, because on the 18th we charge $24. So that's 7 days times 180 gets you $1,260. On the 23rd, or the 18th, we charge 24. So 180 plus 24 gets you 204. And that stays that way until September 23rd. So the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd is 5 days times 204. And then we did a $12 gas charge on the 23rd. And that went all the way to the end of the month. So 12 plus 204 is 216. So that gets us 8 days at 216. When we add all those up, we get to this. So I'm going to write part of this out for you so that you can see what we are looking at. So this will be example 5, and we're doing the average daily balance. We had 10 days where the balance was 240, plus 7 days where it was 180, plus 5 days at 204, plus 8 days at 216. So this will be 2,400, and we have 30 days in the month. Don't forget to divide by your 30. Plus, we have 1,260, plus we have 1,020, plus we have $17.28 divided by 30 days in the month. When we add that total, we're going to get $64.08 on the top divided by 30. So our average balance was $213.60. So we found the average daily balance. So this is our average daily balance. And now that we have that, we needed to still find the finance charge that will appear on your October credit card statement. So for our finance charge, we know that our average daily balance, is $213.60. Our rate is at 18%, which is 0.18. And our T is going to be 30 days out of 365. So using our I equals PRT, we will have our interest is $213.60 times 0.18 times 30 divided by 365. So instead of 1 out of 12, we're doing 30 out of 365. And when we multiply that, we will get $3.16. So this will be the finance charge that we are looking for.